Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Let's Play series. We're on episode 3, and in the last episode we built this awesome shop, so that today we can now build shelves and everything. In the last episode we spent a lot of time putting in some light fixtures, and we made them out of lamps. You guys should check it out. Today in this episode we're going to be building a lot of shelves, and stocking them up with some of the rarest items in Lumber Tycoon. Some of these items you can only get with trading with other players. So yeah, with that said, let's jump straight into this video. Right, okay, so in the last episode we didn't get to do the interior, so in this episode that's what we're going to have to do, so we can start putting our items on the shelves. So let's go ahead and start working on the shelves. Alright, so now it's time to start building these axe displays, and for that I'm going to take a fence corner and lay it flat. What I'm thinking of doing is trying to make a shelf container for the axes. I'm just going to put these side by side and build them 3 to 4 times on top of each other. I'm going to be filling them in with elm wood, so let's fill these in. Alright, now one is done, I need to repeat it for the other one. So this is looking really cool. I just need to get some glass and start putting them against the shelves. I'm just gonna go ahead and start getting some glass. Alright, I'm just going to speed through this part because I'm just putting the glass up against the shelves. Alright, so what I'm thinking that could look better is to move these shelves into the middle and put shelves up against the glass. Right, so that took longer than I expected. I was almost fighting with the glass.
No, I don't like you. If we were in the wild, I would attack you. Even if you weren't in my food chain, I would go out of my way to attack you. If I were a lion and you were a tuna, I would swim out in the middle of the ocean and freaking eat you!
Alright, so now let's work on the gift displays. I'm going to be building them right here using skinny smooth walls. Right, so I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Alright, now that's looking really good. Let's move on to the next part. Alright, so I'm going to take some more skinny smooth walls and place them in the middle of this window. And that is looking really good. I'm glad that I moved it all around. It's starting to come together really nicely. Right, I've started to map out a sick design for the wall to come up and kind of curve back and forth along the ceiling. So before that, we're going to have to get some birch wood. We're not going to need so much birch wood. We're probably only going to need about half a truckload of this stuff. Alrighty guys, that should be enough. We're just going to go back to the base. There we go, we made it back to the base. I'm just going to go and cut all this up. Alright guys, so hopefully that should be enough wood. I'm going to change this wall to skinny smooth wall instead. I'm going to fill these in with birch wood that we collected earlier. I'm going to place 2 skinny smooth walls on top of the one we've just placed. Alright, so we're going to have to get some blueprints. I realised I didn't have any wedges for the wall that we're going to do. Perfect, so now I just need to get some more.
One eternity later.
Oh, finally. Why does getting blueprints take so long? Alright, so I'm taking 3 tiny floors and placing them underneath the 4x4 wall that I placed earlier. So I'm just taking a 1/2 one wedge and placing it underneath the tiny flaws to make it curve upwards. So next to that I'm taking a 1/1 wedge. Alright, so now I'm taking the same 1/2 one wedge and rotating it to make it curve forward. Now a 1/2 wedge. And then next to that a 1/1 wedge. So now on the other side I'm taking a 1/3 wedge. And then next to that a 1/2 wedge. And then a 1/1 wedge. And then a 1/2 wedge next to that. Alright, so now I'm taking a 1/3 wedge and placing it next to the one that we've just placed. On the other side I'm taking a 1/3 wedge after the 1/2 wedge. And then a 2x2 wedge. And then next to that I'm taking two 1/2 wedges. And then I'm going to take two 1/3 wedges. Okay, nice, so that's looking good. It's starting to curve a lot now. I'm just taking another 1/3 wedge. And then two 1/2 wedges. And then 1/3. And then a 1/4 wedge. After the 1/4 wedge, I'm just going to take a 1/2 wedge and then a 1/3 wedge. After the 1/2, I'm going to take a 1/1 and then a 1/3, then a short smooth wall, and then a 1/4 wedge, and then a 1/3 wedge. And then in the middle, I'm going to take a short smooth wall. Nice, that's starting to look really awesome. I just need to put the same size wedges at the back to make it more seamless. Alright, and now that is all filled in, that's just looking so cool. It just kind of curves this way and that way and then curves back. It looks super cool. And here is actually going to be where we're going to be placing some pink neon wires, so that's just going to go up all the way along this little edge. So before we do that, we're just going to go ahead and glitch the floor away so I can place a lever and a wire to activate the pink neon wire. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a lever and a wire from Wood RS. I'm just going to go ahead and glitch the floor. Alright, so I'm going to need to glitch the wall away as well so the lever doesn't show through the floor. So I'm just going to put the lever here so it doesn't show. I'm just going to go and activate the lever so I can attach the pink neon wire to it. I'm just going to use this wire now to connect it to the lever and the wire. Haha, nice, that looks absolutely awesome. I love how pink it is on the side of the shop. Alright, so I did a trade earlier and I traded all these axes, so I'm just gonna go and pick them up and put them all in the cabinets. It's starting to come together really nicely. Alright, so now I'm going to centre some more shelves for the back of the shop. Alright, that looks pretty centred. These shelves are going to be big for the big gifts. I'm just going to take some more smooth walls and put like a wall going up at the back of the shop. I'm just taking some skinny smooth walls and making some more small little shelves. I'm going to fill the shelves in with elm wood and the walls with birch. That's starting to look really cool. I'm just going to place more shelves. Alright, that looks really awesome. I'm actually going to move these shelves because they're not in the middle. Yeah, that looks a lot better. I'm going to copy the wall on the other side and fill it in with birch wood. Alright, that's starting to look really good. Alright, so I'm going to get some skinny smooth walls and start making a frame around the doors. Actually, I'm going to change that and move them above the door instead. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Alright, so skipping a bit forward, the next thing we did was delete the wall at the front of the shop and the wall that was in the shop, so we could actually expand the shop even more. So here I'm thinking of repeating the same design on the other side of the shop where we have the snow glow wood around the window. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove these since they come out way too much. Right, so now I'm just going to move these walls and close this wall up. Alright, so that's all done. We've also added a door as well because of something we'll be doing in the next episode. So the next thing to do now is to repeat the same as the other side and fit in some windows, so this wall needs to get deleted. Nice, so now the next thing is to get some birch wood. Alright, so I've already put down skinny smooth walls, so now I'm just filling them in with birch wood. I'm just going to go ahead and make my way over the bridge to pick up some glass from Fancy Furnishings. Alright, let's head back to the base. Alright, so a few hours later, I traded with a few people to buy some snow glow wood, ready to start putting it around the windows. So I'm just going to use tiny tiles and place them around the windows. So I'm just placing blueprints to make sure everything is the same height as the rest of the shop. And then now I'm just taking more tiny tiles and placing them at the top of the windows. Alright, so I finally started to fit in the glass panes. I actually had to glitch out every single tiny tile because I forgot to put the glass in first. Now that we've reloaded, we can see the final result. Glitching takes so long on this game, so it's literally hours of footage we had to cut down. Now we've reloaded, that looks absolutely awesome. So I'm thinking the next thing we should do is copy the black paintings like the rest of the shop. I'm thinking about placing them along here. And then underneath the paintings, I'm going to put snow glow wood as well. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. I'm glad that I put the paintings down. I haven't showed you guys the progress we've made to trade with other players and how well we've been stocking up the shop. It's starting to look super cool. I'm very happy with the progress we've made so far in expanding the shop. It takes a lot of time to glitch things in and to trade with other players. Alright guys, so it's been a few days later, so now what we're going to have to do is install more lighting, just like my second episode. The expansion that we did earlier was actually very dark without work lights, so I'm going to install more proper lighting. I'm just going to glitch the floors away. Alright, so I'm dropping down and placing a 2x2 floor blueprint underneath the one I already centered and placed for the lights. And now I'm just deleting the blueprint that I placed earlier. I'm just going to go ahead and go to fancy furnishings to get the lamps we need to install these lights. So before I place these lamps, I'm going to drop down again and place 2x2 tiles underneath the floor we placed earlier, and delete the first tile and floor blueprint. So now I'm just putting the lamps on top of the tiles. So pretty much now it's just 2 tiles down from the floor. Alright, so I'll glitch the lamps away so we can put the neon wire in. So now I've got to drop down again and place another tile blueprint now that the lamp isn't there for the wire. I'm going to use this blueprint to guide me where to put the wire and to make 2 segments so it's not too bright underneath. I've just came back from Wood R Us and brought some wires so I can connect them all up with the other wires. There we go, so I've glitched the floors all away and then I'm just going to connect all these now. Nice, that's looking awesome. So the final thing to do with these lights is just to fill the roof in and make it more thicker so the lamps doesn't shine through. I'm just making my way up here because I just need to get some more birch wood. I only need a small amount. That amount should be good. Let's head back to the base. I'm just gonna go and cut all this up. Alright guys, so time has passed and this is what I did earlier. And I sorted around the windows so there wasn't any gaps. I just want to add some more shelves and stock up a little bit of what I've got right now. Right, so I've just sorted these shelves out, so now I'm just going to stock these shelves with candy bags. So I'm just going to repeat the same shelves as I've just done, but I'm just going to make them a little bit longer. They're looking good. What I'm going to do now is start on the little wall design that we had on the other side of the shop that we did at the start of this episode. Instead of me putting pink neon wires, I'm going to be putting cyan neon wires instead, which would look awesome. So that's what I'm going to do now. Awesome. The cyan wire is so bright because we had to create so many segments for it to fit on the curved wall, which is okay because I'll balance the light out with some white wires underneath the floor that I'll hide. That is looking extremely better already. So I added a few more shelves and now I'm just going to add a little bit more on the windows. Nice, that looks good. I've pretty much just copied the same as the other side of the shop. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is place a hatch door and connect it all up by a lever. So before we do that, I'm going to make my way over to Link's Logic to get the things that we need. That should be enough. I'm just going to make my way back to the base. Alright, so I'm just going to place down these hatches. I've just glitched the wall away so I can wire everything up. I'm just connecting both sides of the wires together underneath the door. I'm just going to use this wire to connect it to the lever to open and close the door. Alright, so I've just reloaded. Nice, that's looking absolutely awesome. Nice, it's all working perfectly as well. I'm very happy with that design. Alright guys, so that's the end of this episode. This shop has turned out so colourful and amazing, and I'm very happy with this design. So yeah guys, we filled the shop with a crazy amount of items, and we placed so many more shelves for the shop to almost be complete, ready for next episode. But yeah guys, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the next episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching the construction of this amazing shop. It's only going to get better from here on out. We're going to be building some cooler buildings later on, but in the next episode we're going to be building a really cool storage to store all of our items. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this episode, and I'll see you in the next one once it's out. See ya!